Corey Goodwin brought this over, and I watched this, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
And watch it drunk too, because you'll start to see other things that apparently aren't there. See dwarves walking around and everything.
You sure did. Yeah, you saw midgets and shit that weren't there. I'm not even lying, man. This movie, he might as well have been drinking this movie, man.
I was there.
Because there he's like, man, there's a midget over there. Look at it. We were like, what are you talking about? Some midgets
It's right
man.
there. Don't you see it?
Yeah, you know, one of the times that the Marvel Cinematic Universe took a big turn was when they went all mystical with your boy, Doctor Strange.
You wonder what I see in your future? Possibility.
Knock your ass.
Shit.
Oh, he went over to Tibet and found the magic of the mystical arts.
That's right.
Oh, but now he's back on them streety greets again. he just floating in limbo now. He ain't got no director, man. He needs more guidance in his life, man. He needs another monk.
His main guy's gone.
His main guy's gone.
The one that really, yeah, as you said, introduced magic, proper magic, in the MCU.
Yeah, Scott Derrickson, man. Scott Derrickson quit the project, and now my man is floating in limbo. He's out there in all dimensions, man, just waiting for some guidance, for somebody to like help him find his way.
Back in the ether.
Yeah,
all that
back
crazy shit crawling all over.
Yeah,
baby hands, million baby hands.
Yeah. Actually, this is looking at this. This is what Scott Derrickson did to his ass. I quit. Oh no!
I was like, shit. What happened?
Hey man, we're gonna try to find his way. We're gonna try to get him back in his body, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to give him some guidance.
We can save Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we're gonna try to save him, man. Director Scott Derrickson has left the project, as they say over good old creative differences.
Creative differences.
Oh, but don't worry, man. You're gonna still get your check. Oh, yeah. You know, you ain't gonna do shit, but we'll put you in as producer.
Executive producer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's when you get the big money for not doing a goddamn thing. That just means that they were just paying him for his time.
Exactly.
You know, they're paying him a fee for the time that he put on it before he left.
Yeah. Anytime you see executive producer credit guys in the opening credits, like Steven Spielberg's name, the executive producer of the Transformers franchise, didn't do nothing. They paid for his name.
Exactly. Paid for the name. When you get that kind of money, I don't know for sure what happened with this. We weren't there.
No.
You know, we don't know where. We weren't in the meetings.
They'll come out later on.
It'll come out at some point. But creative differences. Now you get producers credit or an executive producers credit when either they want to use your name to sell the product, like Spielberg. People see Spielberg, they think, oh shit, that's quality.
Yeah.
Or they give you executive producers credit to take this check and shut the up. But creative differences, that's usually when somebody wants to do something and the studio comes in and says like, nah, we don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, what you think about this? All these ideas I have right here. No. Well, that's the worst no you can get. When you get those nose hairs. No.
Yeah, very haughty.
No. But I have no. But the horror. No. And I believe something. Now, a theory that we could take here is that we don't know without knowing. It's just fun to guess.
Yeah, we're guessing right now.
It's fun to guess. It could be thought that they wanted to take this more in a hard direction because that's what they were talking about. What is it in the mouth of madness?
In the multiverse of madness.
Multiverse of madness. Now, this is the old Doctor Strange trailer that we're looking at.
The original.
The original, but they were talking about the next one going into sort of a hard direction.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to speculate, and again, this is without knowing anything, but Scott Derrickson, who has directed horror movies, you know, I'll actually pull up one right now that you guys know of. Let's see here. You know, one of the things that he's done that he made his name with big time was the Sinister, the Sinister series.
That's right. Especially that first one.
So yeah, that first one. Yeah, maybe they saw Sinister 2 and finally fired his ass. You know, you're not too good with sequels, are you?
Wait a minute.
That's the family who lived here.
Jesus. Just knock on that projector. This.
Yeah. I always liked that trailer. Just how, like, I mean, all the different footage and just how disturbing it all was. Like those death sequences. Very cool.
It was originally going to be called Found Footage, but that's the first Sinister. Second one, man, they kind of buried that shit. That was yeah. I think he's the same director on that.
Really? Oh,
Yeah. So I think that's what they said. Yeah.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Things are looking up.
Yeah. You're not good with part twos, man. But you know, him being a horror director, he probably wanted to push the horror direction more.
That's what I thought. I mean, what I liked so much about the original Doctor Strange was kind of like the weird stuff, like going all those dimensions, like that one sequence when he sees everything, all the magic and different worlds and everything. It was so imaginative and creepy and weird, and we see a little bit more of that throughout the film. But I was like, okay, if you're going to do a sequel, focus on that stuff now, because that's what really affected people in the first movie. Was that.
Yeah, so I think, you know, with it being so trippy and whatnot, they say, you know, why not take this into the direction of making this like trippy horror film?
Yeah, perfect.
But it's Marvel, man. And Marvel's going to only let you do so much within a certain PG-13 realm where, hey, listen, we can't be scaring the shit out of these kids.
They can't be too scary.
Yeah, they ain't going to buy the toys.
No, they won't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to buy the Cthulhu hentai they're going to put in this movie.
Yeah, we can't have kids going to the toy store and go like, ah! Yeah, man. Yeah. They I don't think that they want to push it too much in the horror direction where Scott Derrickson, he probably had all kind of ideas to do horror stuff.
Yeah.
And so at that point they were just kind of like, well, you know, if you don't let me do these ideas and you want to do your thing, hey, maybe we should just split our part ways right here.
Yeah, part ways.
So we thought it might be fun to go in and think of some potential directors.
Ooh, I like that.
Which was your idea, actually. You know. But
that's why I like it.
Thank you for allowing me for testing me to see if I was stealing.
Yes.
Because I saw you looking at me.
I was like,
is he gonna take this shit?
Take this. I know what he's doing.
This Steven mother.
Let's put it out there. Let's see it. Got him.
No, I give you credit when you're actually in the room looking at me.
Thank you. Yeah.
Otherwise, I would take that shit.
No, you give people credit.
But nah, man. Some directors out there who might be good for, let me get this straight here, who might be good to direct this movie, who are able to capture both the horror element and also that trippy element that we were talking about.
Fantastical.
The fantastical. Mystical, even.
Ooh, okay.
You want to throw some obvious choices out there? Because I mean, there were a few I thought of immediately.
Sure. I mean, the one that immediately comes to mind, and he directed one of my favorite movies in 2019, is Mike Flanagan. I mean, if you want someone to copy the aesthetic, especially of the first Doctor Strange, then Mike Flanagan would be.
He also did The Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House, most recently, huge hit on Netflix.
Yeah.
He did one of my favorite kind of bottle thrillers, Hush, a few years ago. He's done a ton of movies. Even did the Ouija sequel, which was actually surprisingly good.
Which was great, actually.
Yeah.
It was really
Much
good.
better than the original film.
But I could actually, you could see a lot of those same kind of aesthetics in all of his films.
Yes.
So Dr. Sleep, I keep hearing is underrated, but definitely captures that kind of trippy horror.
You're magic. Like me.
It's a hungry place. A dangerous place.
See, things like that, that would work very well with Doctor Strange.
There's even a whole sequence in the movie where you follow this character who's kind of like, not too many spoilers, but floating above the earth. And like seeing it from like a weird perspective and things, and playing with like just gravity. And it's like, okay, you can definitely see how Doctor Strange would have those similar elements. So he would nail the aesthetic, I think, but also throw in that horror element too.
Yeah, Jordan Peele.
Oh, okay.
I thought Jordan Peele. Now that when they mention horror, Jordan Peele is still hot enough to where they'll say
you associate his name with it.
Yeah.
My whole thing is he feels to me like he wants to tell very intimate stories and be in complete total control of his projects.
Yeah.
Or to see him do like a big studio film, and he's operated in that for years, whether it be Mad TV or Key and Peele or anything like that. I feel like he wants to have that total control and not adhere to a big studio. I mean, that could be wrong, but
yeah, I'm just saying
know.
some people I think would just throw that name out there.
Sure,
and listen,
it'd be a great name.
It'd be a great name, and let's just say that he wants to do a big project so he can have the freedom to do something small. You know, I mean, what you call it wasn't as big as Us wasn't as big as Get Out. I mean, it's still big with a lot of people. But Us, I mean, Us was a trippy film, not as successful as Get Out, which was also very trippy itself.
Yes.
Bear to let him go.
Yeah, look at that. Put that brother in it.
Just have Baron Mordo just running at Doctor Strange like that.
Hell yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, put that brother in there. You want to see a Negro disappear?
Bear to let him go.
Hey, he's magic. Look at that.
He's so fast.
Watch a black man disappear. But one of the names that I'm thinking of, I'll pass it back to you. Okay. One of the names that I'm thinking of for Doctor Strange would be perfect. And this guy, he's worked a little bit more intimate, which I don't think he'd turn out a big check if it was an opportunity to work with a big studio like Marvel. The one I'm thinking of is Ari Aster. Yeah, look, he's already going through dimensions right now. Look at that. He's already in another dimension.
Yeah, basically just like Doctor Strange. He's leaving his corporeal form.
Yeah.
I mean, because he did Hereditary, he did Midsummer, but I think that's even. I mean, he'd be interesting, but I think again he wants to be in total control of his projects. I don't think he wants to work with a big studio.
I mean, I just see this is a guy who takes horror
and
does a lot of weird and trippy stuff with it.
Yes.
Come on, Peter.
Whether you don't like the movie or not, he did a lot of crazy visuals with it.
He did.
Even with Midsummer, man. Midsummer is. Did you ever see Midsummer?
I have not yet.
Midsummer is really cool. In that movie, I mean, he kind of amps up the playing with the weird visuals in that movie.
It's sort of a crazy festival. Unbelievable.
Welcome and happy midsummer.
You know, there were points in the movie where they just went and they straight up did drugs and started hallucinating, you know.
Oh, shit.
Chris thought he was tripping.
I was like, oh, God.
You're like, is that me or is that the clip? Yeah.
Look.
They had whole...
Trees, too, they're breathing.
They had whole psychedelic sequences in this.
Yeah.
And
it's very subtle too, even like the grass in the hand. It's like it's not like a big effect, but it's just so disturbing and weird.
Yeah.
It takes you back.
Yeah, no, it's points where she sees stuff moving. It really is like being on mushrooms. He really caught that feeling.
Yeah.
Again, I read. Not that
weird.
I would know.
Yeah. Nature just...
Yeah.
But like subtle stuff like that, I could see in a Doctor Strange film. Like the trees breathe. Like you can actually see them breathe. No, that's what I've heard.
The only reason why he probably wouldn't do it is because they would kick him off the set for being too scary and too weird. Because he's a weird guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw him speaking at one of the screenings before Midsummer. And he was talking about, Midsummer, you know, that's my breakup movie. And I was like, Jesus.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I hate to see what you would do if you go through a divorce.
Might get that next.
Yeah. Crazy enough.
Adam Wingard, who has done, actually one of my favorite thrillers, The Guest, which came out a few years ago of Dan Stevens. That was like kind of Dan Stevens' breakout role. Also did a movie that, another horror film before that called Your Next, a great bottle slasher film. These people attacking this house of this family living in it. It's very cool. But he's done some more controversial things. Even though I know you're not a fan of this film, but he did The Blair Witch, the 2016 sequel. And I love that film. I thought it was really cool because you actually see the horror elements in there, and if they always give me that goddamn look,
it's a great look you gave me earlier.
It's a great film. But then he most recently, I think he most recently did, and he's currently working on a Godzilla versus King Kong, and that's his big project. But like he has horror roots, and I've liked a lot of the things that he's done, and he knows how to operate in a studio system. And I think if you want to get one guy who who can do both horror and operate in that system, I think he would be a good choice for Marvel.
I'll tell you, I would tell you this much, man. The Blair Witch, I didn't like it.
Sure.
I know, and as you said, and I've made that very clear, but it did have some crazy imagery, especially near the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
There's even a moment where you see the Blair Witch, or maybe it's something else. But
one of her thralls or something.
Yeah,
but I even love the creature design. I like how he plays around with time. which is perfect for Doctor Strange.
Oh, I see that. I see that.
And just kind of like creating a great horror atmosphere and aesthetic, that sense of confusion.
Yeah.
And to do that where he's going to different dimensions, I think, I think he'd do a great job with that. And also people in the chat are saying, what about his Death Note movie? You guys are not going to like me. I love the anime, and I think the American remake, while not great, I had fun with it.
Okay. No judgment on my part.
No judgment, yeah. All right. You even see it.
No, I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
so
I know.
can't say
I
anything.
figured.
You ever heard of No Gasper? No Gasper is a director. Directed some what you could classify as horror. They're not exactly you can say conventional horror films.
Yeah.
Or at least a conventional horror movie that I saw from him. And no, actually, he's done 2 that are pretty horrifying. When he's not making weird horror movies, as you can see, he's DJing weddings and bar mitzvahs right here, but that is him. And that still is from a movie that proves my point perfectly. Now, first of all, definitely, if you want to get your horror like straight up, now, Doctor Strange went on some very, very weird psychedelic levels.
Oh, yeah.
If you want your horror straight up on LSD, this man is the guy you call right here. He directed this movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know.
You know it.
It's the French film, right?
Into the Void.
Oh yeah.
Forever. And if you die, I'll come back.
Do you know that tomorrow's the anniversary of Mom and Dad's death?
I know people watch this movie and they're like,
wow.
Am I having residual LSD kicking in right now? Yeah, people saw this and thought that they were tripping.
Tibetan Book of the Dead? I'm assuming it's about death.
All these different lights of all different colors.
Alex is gonna make
It's like, why do LSD and ruin your body if you can just watch this movie?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you'll get the same experience, man. This movie's crazy.
Did he also do last year's Climax? That's the one I was thinking of.
That's the one that's a horror movie. This movie is incredible because it starts out with a brilliant dance choreography sequence.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you watch this with us?
Yeah, I was there. I was
so
drunk
yeah.
that I was seeing shit myself.
Were you drunk or were you just watching the movie?
That might have been it too.
It starts out just as a party, man, with an amazing dance sequence. I said, let me cut this off. This boy hurts himself. He just got caught up in a loop.
Just like the people in this movie.
I like the way give chats about, get it, Chris, get it. Get it. Oh, and I spiked your drink, brother.
Oh, it's kicking in.
But that's what happens here, man. It starts out with them at a party. They got this amazing dance sequence, and somebody spiked the punch or the sangria. And everybody starts tripping, and it just turns into a horror show.
I mean, it really does. I mean, people, it's like, tearing their faces apart and murdering each other.
Yeah,
a lot of things.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it gets insane, and it's
acts.
Yeah, it's intense. So this guy has. Yeah. I mean, out of all the candidates that I talked about right now, this guy is probably the best. If you want to get really horrible and you want to get trippy, this is the man to go. You know what? Maybe a little too much for the MC.
I think Mickey's going like, ha no.
Yeah.
No.
Shit, Mickey Mouse like,
oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, I got 5 fingers. Oh, I got an extra finger. But people, watch Climax. Climax is, I think it's another one-shot film, too.
Yeah.
It
was.
The one tracking shot movie. This movie is amazing, man. I love this film. Corey Goodwin brought this over, and I watched this, and I was like, holy shit.
And watch it drunk too, because you'll start to see other things that apparently aren't there. See dwarves walking around and everything.
You sure did. Yeah, you saw midgets and shit that weren't there. I'm not even lying, man. This movie, he might as well have been drinking this movie, man.
I was there.
Because there he's like, man, there's a midget over there. Look at it. We were like, what are you talking about? Some midgets
right
man.
There. Don't you see it?
Oh, but you got any more? Those are the ones that are my biggest candidates.
I mean, there's one, but I think he's a very busy man right now, and but who knows? David F. Sandberg, who is probably people know him right now for making Shazam, but he also did 2 other horror films beforehand. One which was Lights Out, and the other one which was the second Annabelle film. which are both great. I really enjoyed those. Actually, matter of fact, Annabelle 2 is my favorite of that Conjuring universe.
He definitely has the creep factor down.
Yes, he does.
This guy made a short.
Original Lights Out.
Yeah, the original Lights Out. He got his movie made by directing a creepy ass short. Some of you might remember it. I'm just gonna spoil the ending for you because it's one of the creepiest visuals that I've seen in the short. I remember the developers that were working on our website. One of them saw this and he just said, "Man, I couldn't sleep."
That's effective.
Shit,
it's effective.
Yeah. It is. It is.
Even the rest of that trial plays out where she sees something like a shadow, the door opens, and you see like a silhouette. Like even the scratching and everything.
Yeah,
it's very, very effective. He builds tension very well in all of his films.
Yeah, I like the way he played with light in this too, man.
Yeah.
There was a moment in here. Oh, that scene. There it is, right there. She sees that figure in the hallway.
Yeah, that's great. It's so effective.
Jesus Christ.
Did you see the film? I
love that movie.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, Lights Out. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do because, of course, they will not pick any of the choices we have.
Yeah.
But you know what? It sucks that Scott Derrickson left because he did such a great job at Doctor Strange.
I agree. I really like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he did such a great job directing this, and I thought he brought a lot to it. You know, he was responsible for a lot of the movie, and it's too bad that they had creative differences. You know, but and I wonder if before he was kind of promised, oh, you know what? I know you're a horror director. Do the mystical stuff, and then you'll get in the horror a little bit later.
Like establish the character, and then we can get weird. And that's why I assumed with the second film because it's called In the Multiverse of Madness that you think horror, you think Cthulhu, you think Lovecraft. And it's like he's perfect for that because he obviously loves doing that stuff. And it's just shocking that he left.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, we'll see who they choose. I mean, I'll be be thrilled if they choose somebody that we actually talked about here because it means they actually listen to us for a change. But they won't. So it'll be as much of a surprise as it is for anybody.
Sure. We'll talk about it then too.
DTmerch.com. I'm leaving you. I'm giving y'all a vacation from the segues. It took its own Christmas break. Be back next week. But go in there and get all the stuff that we have: the shirts, the shoes, the hats, the cups, phone covers for y'all those cold phones out there, and the gift of choice.